Hello, everyone. Welcome back to week 25 of the Mediak podcast. Jack, how was your week?
Pretty good. Uneventful. I think I
Uneventful. Uneventful.
eventful.
Have you got my text this last week?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I
I,
didn't
I,
reply to
I,
those.
I know it's fine, but I'm just saying, on the YouTube side of things, thank
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
very
so
cool.
fucking much. The
Yeah, that
last
was
time I
wild.
checked, we were over 280 views on a video. A singular video.
A singular video.
Honest, like, why aren't you not more excited about this? I was like fucking pogging. I am on my hands and knees thanking you guys fucking so much for why. Just why. I also think it's funny that the one video that got the most amount of views in the entirety of the YouTube channel, the very first 5 minutes of the video, me and you are talking about turning on a video and just leaving it in the background so we can farm views. I promise you, I didn't do that. I just think that's funny that that happens to be
Yeah.
the same video.
Yeah. That is kind of ironic now that you say it. I did not realize that.
Yeah, neither did I. I was just like, I was sitting in my room right after it got over 200, and I was like, who the hell is listening to this and why? Is this like a good
Yeah.
episode? So I started listening to it. I just was like, oh my god, I can't tell if this is embarrassing or funny or whatever. I just know. What if it's Chris? What if he came back just to keep the video on replay?
Oh, that would be pretty hype.
That'd be pretty hype. I would have to give my guy a big old
That would
round of
actually be
applause. Ugh,
that would actually be so funny.
that'd be so funny. But before the podcast, you said something related to two bears. What does that mean?
Oh yeah. I guess it's not really podcast related. Started I am on an eternal search for a mobile game that keeps me interested more than
Dokkan.
like a day. And uh you have Dokkan and like I don't know. No, I guess just Dokkan. There
Yeah, I don't
used to
really.
be some like Naruto game.
Yeah, that wasn't. It was just okay though. It couldn't hold my
Yeah,
attention for a
that
long
was a
time.
while ago. But
Is there?
I started playing this game called Battle Cats.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I played that for a little bit of time too.
Oh, dude, I'm in it. I'm fucking in it. I can't get out.
Oh
It's so
no.
addicting. It's like, well, just because. Okay, so you know how in some mobile games, when you need to buy the currency.
Yeah, you just kind of get it.
Okay, well, they have this system in which you instead of doing that, you can do like surveys or you can do or you can buy merch from other people and it'll give you certain quantities of in this game cat food.
Oh, that's wonderful because you love buying merch.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
you
and
just buy
so
one of the $7,000 hoodies that you like, and then bam, you're instantly rich in the cat game. Hey, I never said it was a bad purchase. I have made many, many, many worse purchases than that. So I am literally in no room to judge. I have a $30 5 pound bag of watermelon Sour Patch Kids sitting right behind me.
nice.
And the funny thing is, I considered buying a subscription that sends me them monthly. I didn't though. I think that would have been a really bad idea, but it still
Yeah.
crossed my mind, and I did look at the Amazon
Yeah,
page for
no,
like
I
5 minutes.
considered.
It was I
But
considered it as it was. I almost did it. I very almost did it.
I almost did.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So I have this bar shampoo that I use from Lush, and I I mean I guess for most people it would be fine and like a little weird and a little cool, but it just doesn't really do it for me. So I got there was one of them that was like sign up and buy some shampoo, some custom shampoo, and I was like, okay. So I did, and now I paid like $30 for shampoo, and I got a shit ton of cat food, and now I have some cool cats.
This
And
is
now
the
I'm like
fucking.
light years ahead in the game.
How long have you been playing this game?
Oh God, I don't even know. Like a week.
And
I don't know. I'm just
a
I've
week,
gotten
and you're
so
already
far.
willing to spend money on the game.
Literally I downloaded it and bought shit. Like
Yeah,
it took me about like 2 minutes tops to
people
pay.
people in our generation complain about money, but then if you look at people like me and you can easily see why we never have money.
See what happened. Yeah.
We're
I don't
so
know. But
stupid, it
it's,
hurts.
now I got a shit ton of cats. Well, the reason I got it is because they had a Evangelion collab.
Oh.
So
Battle Cats and an Evangelion
yes,
collab?
yes.
That's
So
so
they had
goofy.
a bunch of like capsules that had Evangelion cats. Hold on, I'll send screenshots.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, this isn't the.
and and so I was like, oh fuck, I want that. So oh fuck, that's not a screenshot.
That's not how
So
you
I paid
screenshot.
money and I got like one Evangelion related cat, and it's not even that cool. Uh, so I kind of got gypped in that sense, but I'm having fun with it. It keeps me entertained. That's like what I do when I'm at the fucking
I
in
play
the
Dokkan.
bathroom.
Oh, really? I just put headphones in and watch YouTube. Why are we talking about this? We should be talking about the continuation of the MCU thing that we did, and definitely didn't forget about Spider-Man for the entirety of the podcast, but it's okay. So actually, I did actually want to talk to you about this because I think both of these movies go into Infinity War pretty. Oh my god, it is Evangelion related. That's so
Yeah, well,
funny.
I didn't lie.
I know that. I'm just saying. I know
It's
you
yeah,
didn't lie. It's
it's
just hard. It's
explicitly
really hard
Evangelion.
to believe that Evangelion teamed up with Battle Cats out of all
Yeah.
games. That's
Oh,
so
and I have my Evangelion grapes coming
gripes.
later.
Oh wait, did you
Yeah.
watch the movie and then okay, we'll talk about that
No,
whenever.
no, no. Similar though. It has something to do with the movies.
Oh, okay. That was an interesting reaction. I, I I like
Well,
whenever
you'll
you get
find out
excited
why
about
in
shit
the
because
movie.
like it's so rare that I get you to talk for a very long time about a subject that you're really interested in. So it's really fun whenever I hear you get fucking excited about some shit.
So when I talk about battle cats for 10
Oh
minutes,
my god, it makes me very happy when you talk about Battle Cats for 10 minutes. Speaking of which, this has nothing to do with Battle Cats, but which movie do you want to start off with first?
oh, shit.
Because like,
I don't even
well, both of them go pretty well in the end game in my opinion. Like obviously Thor's picks up like I mean it ends right where Infinity War picks up, but so does Spider-Man in a way, I guess. I don't know. Time is weird in the MCU, especially in the Spider-Man film, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that whenever we talk about that movie. So, do you want to do Spider-Man first, or do you think Thor would be a better introduction to go first, or do you just really don't care?
God, I mean, not that I don't care, but
You're allowed to say
like,
you don't care. No one will care
no,
because we're going to talk
no.
about both movies. You know what? Let's just do
I guess
Spider-Man first. Because oh wait,
yeah.
what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Spider-Man.
Okay, good. Because that's the one I have up on my laptop right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
Wonderful. The funny name I give this was Spider-Man Phone Home is because that's the fake joke name that Tom Holland gave for the upcoming Spider-Man movie. I thought, which pissed me
Uh,
off, by the way. I know we talked about that last week on the podcast, but God, I was so mad whenever he released that because I was thinking to myself, geez, I can't say I enjoy a movie called Spider-Man Phone Home. That is just the dumbest name. I'm
yeah,
very happy that's
that
not
would be
true.
pretty unfortunate, would it?
That's very true. What do you think of Tom Holland as Spider-Man?
Oh yeah, I know. I think he's totally,
he's
absolutely fitting.
he's the best. Like I know people stand fucking what's the first guy's name? Uh why am I keep thinking of Ewan McGregor? He's fucking Star Wars. That's not at all true. Tobey Maguire, that's it. He like is okay. I think he's a good Peter Parker, and I think Andrew Garfield's a good Spider Man. I think Tom Holland's a perfect mix of both.
Yeah,
Because he's
I don't
like
know. I think he's got all the fucking
the
like he's got
stuff.
the personality, but he
Exactly.
fits in the Spider-Man role.
Yeah, like he's super awkward and uncomfortable, which is what Peter Parker should be, and also he's like really fucking funny whenever he puts the suit on, which I
Yeah,
love. I love that stuff so much. Tom Holland's a very sexy man. I love that guy. He's the best. Also, he's just like a good actor. This movie thoroughly fucked the timeline when it comes to that kind of shit. Did you
Okay,
notice that?
I
Like,
think so.
you know, at the beginning of the movie where it goes 8 years later,
Um.
like it has Vulture, and he goes, like he's like saying stuff like that, and he goes, I think we the world is changing. It's time we change too. And then it goes 8 years later.
I think.
What are you laughing at?
Sorry. It's just the silence.
What silence? I was talking.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I was saying Vulture goes
Oh
fuck.
yeah. Well then after I teased you, then it was silence. I was
I
gonna say.
I was talking the entire time. We'll see. We'll see. I'll listen to the Spotify thing afterwards and call it the bullshit of your
Oh,
recording
maybe you
software.
like peaked or something, because
I probably did. I'm a very loud person.
yeah, I'm trying to mix with the audio to make it sound all right. So if it
Dude,
fluctuates,
sometimes I sound really quiet in their recording. Sometimes I sound really loud, and I don't understand because I don't change a singular thing.
yeah, I have no idea. It's
I don't
just weird.
get it, dude. I think it's just me, and I think I'm just being fucking weird. I'm a weird guy.
I don't know.
The
It's just way
timeline,
audio
the
works.
Spider-Man timeline. Okay,
Sure.
it says 8 years later, but that doesn't make sense because if it was 8 years later, then it puts Spider-Man: Homecoming in the year 2020, which obviously doesn't take place in 2020. It takes place in 2016, so it'd be 4 years later. You know?
It's just confusing.
Yeah, and
It's
also like he was talking about his daughter as if she was like an infant, but then she would just be like 8th grade because she's a senior in high school. I think Liz,
Hmm,
right? That's what they said.
I think so.
Okay. I pay attention really hard to the movies. I like that little scene at the beginning of New York. I thought that was really like fun because they never really explain or show any of the cleanups of any of the fucking garbage that happens in these movies.
Oh
And
yeah, no, I love that.
yeah, I thought it was great. I also thought that they made Vulture cool because like
Yeah.
he looked kind of lame in the comics and the animated shows, but now he looks
Oh, who's the
badass.
comics?
What did you say?
Sorry, I don't know what he looks like in the comics.
Oh, look it up. It's really not it. I wish we had an editor for the YouTube side of things so we can like slap in like a
That's
picture of
hilarious.
comic book Vulture.
That's
I can't believe you never knew what comic book Vulture looked like.
no.
That's so
No.
funny. He looks
There's
really
one version
cool.
of him that looks sort of cool.
Yeah,
Like
but
the
like
old
all of
version.
them don't.
Yeah.
All like
That's
the Green Goblin like pocket sand kind of joke thing.
yeah.
The Vulture in that show looks so fucking terrible. He looks so goofy, and he has like that like weird furry white collar that they actually made like look kind of cool in this movie with his like bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie just kind of made a good Vulture, and I very much like that. Like he looks so fucking badass. Like that scene where he cuts the webbing with his claw thing and like, at the ferry. That looks so fucking cool.
It's pretty fire. I
Yeah,
don't know. Spider-Man is just a very
awesome.
visually stimulating movie. I
I
mean, and
agree.
I've said that for pretty much all of the movies, but I don't know. Something with I think the fact that they've done Spider-Man so many times in the past that when somebody did Spider-Man one more time and it's so refreshing.
It's so
Like when you
different.
watch it, you're like, "Oh, yeah, this shit's actually pretty good."
Yeah, like we didn't have to watch Uncle Ben die a third time,
Yeah, exactly.
but he did die. R.I.P. him for number 3.
Number 3.
And then they introduced the multiverse, and then it's R.I.P. Uncle Ben infinitely. Poor guy, dude. He
Yeah,
just cannot survive. Uh,
he just can't make
he
it.
just can't make it. You know what? Survival of the fittest. Sorry, Ben. Had to happen. Can't say that shit.
Yikes.
Jesus. Sometimes I gotta filter myself sometimes because some of my jokes really, like, there's sometimes they're so bad that I notice they're bad, which is never a good sign. Ugh,
Well, fortunately for you, you're talking about a fictional character, so
that is true. Let's be
what is
happy
he
I
gonna
did
do?
exactly. Fight me? He's dead. He can't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me,
Haunt
dude.
me.
Haunt me? Yeah, what is he gonna do? Haunt me? I always thought I can't say that joke here because like it doesn't fit in the MCU. I'm gonna do it anyway. Why are people scared of ghosts? Doesn't make sense, you know? Because like if a ghost kills you, then you turn into a ghost, and then you could kick the shit out of the ghost. I would never be
I
scared
guess
of a
it's
ghost because I know the ghost is never gonna kill me because I just kick the shit out of it. Because like usually
yeah.
ghosts are some like little girl that's like tormented and something like that. I know I could take on a little girl, so if she kills me, I'm killing her twice.
Yeah, exactly. Then you go into the afterlife. Or maybe there's some weird ghost rule where ghosts can't fight. So then you die and you're just like,
I'm
oh,
just kind of floating there, and then I would go to the
it's
ghost
just
council and I
awkward.
request for a duel.
Yeah, you go straight up to God and go, I'd like to duel
I
this little
just
girl that
this
killed me.
this little girl killed me. I need to kill her back. And he
Yeah.
goes, "You can't do that. She's a ghost." And I'm like, "Yeah, but she's trapped on Earth for a reason and not in heaven. So let me fisticuff her."
Yeah. And then well, does she return her ghost powers?
Do I retain my ghost powers?
Do you have ghost powers?
I'm dead, so I would assume so.
How does one obtain ghost powers when in ghost form?
Are you googling that right now?
No.
Okay, well then I think we should get back to Spider-Man.
Okay, sure.
Oh,
No.
yeah, I know I get that. So every single time in Spider-Man, we see like where the spider comes from and how like he got bit and shit like that. But we didn't see that in this film, which I do kind of respect them for going into like a semi-aged Spider-Man, and I like that more than seeing his origin story for literally a third time
Yeah.
in the last just in movies too. I'm not even talking about video games and all that shit. Oh my golly.
I know. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty cut and dry. We know what
Yeah,
happens.
exactly. We know Ben dies. We know he gets bit by a spider. But I am curious from where the spider comes from because, to my knowledge, there is not an Oscorp in this universe. So, like, was it a Tony Stark Spider Man? A spider that came through and bit Spider Man? Or was it just like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle kind of thing where it just was like acid in the
Yeah.
sewage that happened to get a spider and then bit him? Either way, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's just something that I'm a little curious about. I also like how they confirmed that the spider was dead, so there's no other like, because in the comics there's a version of I think it's Gwen who gets bitten by the same spider as Peter Parker, and she turns into another
Oh,
Spider-Man.
convenient.
Yeah, and they have like some sort of like weird mental connection because they were bitten by the same spider. It's complicated, but it's
Dude.
fine because they confirm that doesn't happen unless like just so happens that the spider bit Parker, jumped out his window, and landed on top of Gwen.
That'd be kind of sick.
Yeah, but that would be one of the weirdest retcons in all of existence
Yeah.
if they did that. It would take people out of the film.
It's weird to retcon in general, so
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, but I think they did it well in WandaVision. If you watch that, we'll talk about that later, because I have some gripes with that show, but that's fine. This film is beautifully directed. Like this is the type of direction that I wish that I would go to in my career, because the transitions and just the vibe of the film are fucking amazing. Like specifically whenever he's in school at the beginning of the movie and the transitions of him turning around to look at a clock, it shows a clock and it's just like a different room. Those transitions are so fucking beautiful that they're just seamless, and it makes if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't notice that they were transitions. They're just that good.
exactly. And
Yeah,
that's the best kind.
I
'Cause
agree.
most of the time you're not.
Exactly. And sometimes like you see a transition and it just like takes you out of the film because you're just like, whoa, that was jarring. But this movie did it in a way that was just so beautiful. John Watts is a beautiful man. He directed this one, Far From Home. He's also directing Spider-Man No Way Home. That's coming out next year, maybe. I don't know. But he is also going to be directing the Fantastic Four film that's coming in the MCU, which is going to be fun. I trust him for that. I think he's going to do some fun stuff there. He
I
went
was
to
gonna say we can only hope.
Yeah, because hey, you know what?
Maybe
Third
it gets
time's the
cursed.
charm.
Maybe you can't make a good Fantastic Four movie.
I'm gonna choose to believe that's not true because like, hey, Josh Trank said he made a good Fantastic Four movie. Granted, what we got was Stick, which is not a good Fantastic Four movie. But
Granted, he lied, but
no. Do you know the drama about that movie?
no, I don't think so.
So about a day before the movie came out, well, there wasn't a red carpet for the movie. So the day before the movie came out, Josh Trank went on Twitter and was like, "This movie sucks. This movie is absolutely horrible. Don't see it. This is not at all what I wanted." They came in and, without my permission, recut a lot of scenes because the studio needed it to be more cinematic. He said, he was like, "This is not my film. Don't watch it." So obviously, people were mad, including the studio. So I don't think, unlike the Snyder cut, I do not think we're ever going to get a Trank cut of the Fantastic film. But
Interesting.
you never know. I hope so.
You
I would
never
like to
know.
see. I just want a good Fantastic Four movie because the Fantastic Four is pretty badass. There's also a
Yeah.
good chance that Spider-Man's going to be in it.
Huh.
Because in the comics, Spider-Man's one of the Fantastic Four members for time periods.
Oh, that would be kind of cool.
Look it up. He actually looks kind of cool. He has like a white suit. It's like white and black. It's actually really, really badass. This is weird, but I get the feel from this movie more than the other Spider-Man movies that this is like a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man film, if you get what I mean by that. Like, this movie feels super grounded, which is good because Peter is 15. I was his age whenever this movie came out, and I would not be doing the shit that other superheroes like. I play video games every day.
I play video games every day.
Exactly. I can't do that shit. That's not possible. Also, did you notice the Hannibal Burras cameo? Do you even know who Hannibal Burras is?
Yeah,
I love that guy. I like how my favorite scene with his is whenever he's showing everyone the Captain America thing, and Captain America points to the, like, is supposed to be pointing to the gym teacher and was like, "My friend, you're a gym teacher," and he's standing on the opposite side. I think that shit's so funny.
The fucking the premiere for Spider-Man, he didn't show up. Hannibal went on Facebook and hired like a
Just
double.
some guy. I remember this video. Oh my golly.
Yeah, don't you remember that?
It's so funny where he just had some guy, like, people interviewed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen the interviews of the random guy?
Yeah.
Because, like, they just didn't know. Like, no one knew that it wasn't him. Is that racist?
In the back of my head, I thought that, but like, at that point, if I was an interviewer,
I would just kind of double down and hope for the best. Because, like, if someone shows up on the red carpet and goes, "I'm famous," you don't just go, "No, you're not." Because, like, what if you're wrong? Then it's embarrassing.
Like, yeah, what are you gonna fucking?
Like, what are you gonna do with that? You can't do anything.
So funny.
It's so fucking funny. That Oh my god, Hannibal Buress is a very, very. You've watched the Eric Andre show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That show's fucking funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can just be really weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of the times I didn't like. There's a lot of times. God, oh my god, holy shit, my brain.
You sound like me right now, Jesus.
No, but there's so many times that it would just got like to be a lot, and I was just
Yeah, like the one time where he like threw up on his desk and then like slurped it back up. That wasn't very cool. Did you know that he just didn't shower for months at a time to make his guests more uncomfortable?
Awesome.
Yeah, we love to see that.
So,
Can we get a pog in the chat for not showering?
holy shit, that dude's just on a different fucking.
He's on it. I mean, good for him. I mean, I bet he's rich. So, at least he made money doing what he loves.
Eric Andre net worth.
I hope it's a lot. I really hope it's a lot. Other than that, though, I like the Aaron Davis cameo as. I completely like flipped around that. I meant to say the Donald Glover cameo as Aaron Davis, which is Miles Morales' uncle. Yeah, which I think that's pretty cool. I hope he turns into the Prowler. There was a little hint towards that where he was like, "Someone I used to work for is going to the ferry," like hinting at that he was like a little criminal man called the Prowler. Love to see that. I don't think he's going to be the Prowler because like the vibe he gave off in this film wasn't like you've seen Into the Spider-Verse. That wasn't Prowler vibes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I hope Miles Morales does come around because I do like Miles Morales a lot. I think I talked about it a little bit last week. Do you know how? What?
I said, yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, I think so too. Chris Evans had to record so many of those little like video thingies. You know what I'm talking about? Where he just was like, "Hi, I'm Captain America. You got detention," and then like stuff like that.
Oh.
He recorded like I think he recorded like 100 or something like that. If you I watched it on my brother's Blu-ray disc that he bought. I have the ability to go through and watch like the cut footage. In every single one of the Chris Evans things is in there, and there are so many. And I kind of want to sit down and watch it, but it's like 10 minutes of like 10-second scenes of Chris Evans going, "So
That would be a lot.
you don't eat food healthy," or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
That would
funny
be a
though.
lot.
Yeah, I do like the instead of doing the "with great power comes great responsibility," they have the line of "if you're nothing about the suit, then you shouldn't have it at all." And I think that's like a little bit of an Iron Man 3 callback in a way because of the fact that like Tony realized that he's Iron Man outside of the suit too, and he just was trying to make Peter also have that realization. I just hit my mic. I'm sorry. I need to stop talking with my hands. It's really bad. I slap my mic like 4 or 5 times an episode. What are you saying, kiddo? Meh. Whatever.
I said especially on an podcast.
Yes, that is not exactly helpful. I feel so bad for Liz in this film. Like, she really gets the worst stick. Because she's a senior. Like, this is her last homecoming. And Peter just shows up and is so fucking uncomfortable. And instead of, like, putting the corsage on her, he just, like, hands it to her. I thought that shit was funny. He took, like, a really uncomfortable picture and then dipped on her. R.I.P. Liz. What a terrible senior year. Yeah, she's dead, totally. Also, that everyone like loves the scene where he's pushing up the building and he's like, "Come on, Spider-Man, you could do it." That's a good scene. Very well acted by Tom Holland. What a beautiful man. Good stuff.
Tom Holland is just kind of the natural Spider-Man.
I agree with that. He fits so perfectly in the role, especially in the MCU. A lot of people had problems with the fact that they said that Spider-Man didn't act like Spider-Man in this movie, by which they were like half of the fun part about Spider-Man is the fact that he's super smart and he builds all this stuff himself, but then he just kind of gets a tracker drone from Iron Man and he kind of gets his like super suit from Iron Man and all that stuff. I never
in that sense.
Yeah, you know, I get that, but the thing I have to say is in this universe, it kind of would make more sense if he could piggyback off of Iron Man because in the other 2 Spider-Man movies, he didn't have anyone to help him out. Like Peter's still smart. You can see that with him making his own web still, but he has Iron Man there to help him. So there's no reason for him not to abuse that.
Yeah. Why would you?
Exactly.
If you had this fucking billionaire genius playboy who will build all your shit for you.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
dumb if you do it yourself.
Exactly. Like he's I don't think he's poor, but he doesn't have the Tony Stark said that suit he owns right now is a multi-million-dollar suit. There's no way Peter will be anywhere close able to build that. But like,
no.
I don't know. I could go back and forth on it. It's not something that I saw the movie and was like, I am enraged. This is the worst Spider-Man movie ever made because Peter Parker himself did not make his taser webs.
Yeah, right.
So it's people just are too picky nowadays, but I am also very picky, so I fall straight into that. I'm a hypocrite. I'm very well aware I'm a hypocrite. It's okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I get what people are at least saying.
I understand the complaint. I just don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would you rate? Okay, I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. What would you rate this out of 10, and how would you put this compared to the other Spider-Man movies? Like, would you say it's the best Spider-Man movie, second, like, etc.? Answer the first question first. Go in order. Sorry.
God, out of 10?
Yes.
Close 7-8 range.
Really? Yeah, I'd put it at 8 because initially I thought it was a good movie, but I thought it was like really low key, and I didn't think it was fun. But over rewatches, I thought this movie is a lot better than what I was thinking because I thought that the animation of Spider-Man was always a little weird because I thought he was too jumpy, but then I also thought that he only had powers for like 8 months, and he's still like an excited little kid. and he's just jumping around.
Right, yeah.
Like, who wouldn't do that? If you had the ability to jump super high, why wouldn't you do it? So,
Exactly.
yeah, I convinced myself out of that critique. So personally, I would give it an 8, somewhere in between the 7 and 8 range. I agree with that. Now, where do you rank it among Spider-Man movies?
I definitely think it's one of the better Spider-Man movies.
I
if
agree.
not the best. I mean, the other ones are fine, but they don't have that. I feel like this movie really brought the Spider-Man quality that is like totally necessary. Like
I agree.
Makes sense.
It
feels like a Spider-Man movie.
yes, it
compared
has
to
the
other ones.
perfect mixture between Peter Parker and Spider-Man, which is exactly what you need. Because everyone loves Spider-Man, everyone loves Peter Parker, but the part that really sets apart a Spider-Man movie is how well those two intertwine. And I think
exactly.
that works really well with the villain because of the fact that the villain is a Peter Parker villain and a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, you know? Like there's tension for Peter Parker and there's tension for Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man's obviously going to lose his Stark internship and Peter Parker's going to fucking lose his family again. So it's very well written. Nice job, whoever wrote it, and John Watts. Who wrote the movie? Who cares? I'll figure it out later. I'll put it in the description of the YouTube video if I remember. All right. Personally, I think this is like probably 3 on Spider-Man movies. I think Into the Spider-Verse is the best. Nope. I think it's 2. I think this is the second best, and I think Far From Home is number 3, and then Spider-Man 2 is right down there. But
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Thor Ragnarok. You want to talk about that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because even if you said no, we'd have to talk about it legally.
I was gonna say I don't have much of a choice in this one.
Yeah, this movie is like what I imagine if you were able to go inside Taika Waititi's brain, then you were just gonna see all the shit that's like going around in there. This is what I picture what you would see. Because holy shit, dude, I loved this movie when it came out. Whenever I saw it in theaters, I thought this was like one of the best comedy films I've ever seen. Now, I still really enjoy it. I do think it's an incredibly fun movie, but I felt like sometimes the comedy was too much. You get what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Yes.
Because it's
Like,
sorry, go you go.
Starts deviating away from Marvel.
I wasn't okay. It doesn't feel Marvel, but also the situation is very serious. Like an entire planet's about to get destroyed, and thousands of people, like thousands and thousands of people, are going to die, and then they're just kind of making jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I kind of convinced my way into liking funny Thor in the way of me thinking that that's how he copes, if you know what I mean. Because he's a god.
Yeah.
He's been number 1 forever. Like he was second in line. No, second in line. He was first in line to get the throne. He's never lost in his life. And then over the past 10 years for him, he lost his power. He almost lost his Earth, which is what he cared about, like twice. He watched his mom die. His girlfriend broke up with him. His dad died. And he doesn't really know how to react. So that's kind of how I placed his funniness, like is just him coping to that. Because if you look at not Infinity War, Endgame, he coped by making fun of the situation. Like he like joked around a lot. He wasn't very serious. So I'm just thinking that's just kind of how he is depressed.
Yeah. And so they embrace that, especially in this.
Yes. And that's how I like convinced myself that the comedy was good. But it also kind of felt odd because sometimes Valkyrie was funny when she shouldn't have. Like her motivation for switching sides and joining Thor was like, I want to stand on my feet dying. But then immediately she makes like some weird ass joke. And I'm just like, that's not really stand on my feet dying kind of situation. You know?
Yeah, I think I get what you're saying.
But I think this fixed Thor in a way because it made people interested in him.
I totally agree with that.
Yes.
Kind of what I was gonna say, because like now people care about Thor.
Exactly, because he didn't have an arc beforehand. He just kind of was there, and sometimes he cracked a joke every once in a while, and sometimes he had a cool fight. But now he has a reason for being in the MCU, apart from the fact that he was in the comics. I thought I like the fact that the name of the movie is kind of a little joke in a way that if you see Ragnarok, if you already don't know anything about what Ragnarok is, you Google it and you go, oh, it's the end of Asgard. And you go, oh shit, I guess Thor is going to be trying to stop Ragnarok. But then at the end of the movie, he is the one who is wants Ragnarok. I think that's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. The opening fight, in my opinion, is the second strongest fight in this film, apart from the ending one, because I love Super Thor at the end where he just kind of like, it's so fucking cool. Lightning covered man.
I think a lot of movies should be. Like,
I agree with that. I think the opening and ending should be the best.
That's how like when you're doing a stand-up comedy thing, you want your first joke to be in your opinion, your second best joke, and then your last joke to be your best.
Yep, I agree with that. So that you pull them in by tricking the audience into thinking you're funny, and then at the end you trick them into thinking they had a good time by leaving it with a good joke. Now, I think I can't tell if Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's actually a good movie or just the ending is really amazing, because I enjoy that movie a lot. Like, I sit down and I watch that movie and I have fun, but then I think about it, I'm like, not really much happened in that film except for the fact that the ending is like legitimately one of the best endings to any movie. So I don't even know. Okay, back to Thor. You can tell that in the 2 years between Age of Ultron and this movie that Thor heavily trained with Mjolnir. Instead of it just being like his weapon, he's now using it to like fly around the cavern and kill things while he's punching things. You can like tell that he's become more connected with his weapon. Yeah, exactly. And then that also leads into more of his depression, that he lost his weapon. The one thing that he thought could never leave him because it always comes back and it gets destroyed.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad, I guess. I'm happy that they gave Thor a proper arc, a character development, you know? Because he goes...
needed movie.
Exactly. And then in the next film, where he thinks that he's able to redeem himself, he goes in and he's like, I got this. And he goes to kill Thanos, and then it doesn't work. And bam, the depression comes back tenfold.
Yeah.
Which is also another reason why I don't hate Fat Thor. But we'll talk about that when we go into Endgame. The soundtrack in this movie is fucking killer. At least in my opinion.
Which I feel like if it wasn't, that would have been...
The movie would be completely terrible. It would be terrible.
It would be so much worse.
Yeah, if Magic Sword and Immigrant Song and all of those different stuff weren't in this film, it would suck. Magic Sword's a band. I just only know that Immigrant Song specifically. I also forget who wrote Immigrant Song. I feel bad for that. I know they're a big band. I just hate to see it. But whenever that song cuts in at the end, holy shit, that's so sick. You know?
Yeah, that was, especially when you're seeing it in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that very specifically, seeing that and just being like, holy fuck. Because it cuts in at the perfect time. It was just so well made. Pop off, Taika Waititi. This movie made me like that guy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Maybe I've seen Taika Waititi beforehand and I haven't, like...
I don't think you have, because I think the only movie he directed before this was Hunt for the Wilder People, and I am still yet to see that.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I have not seen that.
Yeah. This movie has one of the best title cards in the MCU. I'd say second to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Because there's something so badass about having the logo come in with the teleportation thing while the fucking score just like shoots up and accelerates, and it just looks so cool. Feel free to pull it up and look at that, because that's one of my favorite scenes in the MCU for no reason at all. I don't know why, but sometimes when you get a good title card, it's just like satisfying, you know?
I like that, but also at the same time, I thought it messed with the flow a little bit.
Really?
Just because I don't know. I remember watching that and being like, "Oh, it's gonna cut the dragon's head off," and then it cut to like the title card, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then after that, you saw the dragon land on the thing. And
well,
oh, okay. Like just
yeah,
for a moment there, you were like, "What happened with the dragon head?"
Yeah, I guess. Okay, I understand where you're coming from with that. I feel that. Now you made me hate it. I hate you.
I hate you.
I hate you. You're the worst. I love the Doctor Strange cameo in this film, because Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters in the MCU, and just seeing him trained. Like, as this takes place after Doctor Strange, and he's like had a year or two to adjust to his powers, and you could see him
Yeah,
just
so it's like real Doctor Strange.
yeah, it's like actual Sorcerer Supreme, strong motherfucker going through, and I think it's so that scene where he's like teleporting around the house, that's so fucking fun and funny. Like whenever he grabs the bookshelf and he goes, "Oh, you don't need that," and then he teleports him back, and the Thor just like smashes the thing by accident. That shit's
Yeah.
so fun. And then whenever he opens the portal and Loki goes, "I have been falling for 30 minutes." You love this. Like you can't not laugh at that scene unless you didn't laugh at it. Then I'm just like you're a demon.
Unless you didn't.
Unless you didn't laugh at it, then you suck. I hate you. I like Odin's death scene. I thought it was very well made and nice. Not what I was expecting whenever I saw the movie, because I was like thinking it was they were gonna play it for a joke, but then they kind of just kept it serious and made it really calm and cool and collected, and I thought that was really well made. I liked that part about it.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
is like what we were saying with a bit of the fault of the movie is that you never expect it to be
yeah, which
serious.
is fine. I think the serious moments are some of the better parts of the film, like whenever Thor has the vision of Odin and he's like talking about how strong he is, and he's like, "I'm not as strong as you," and Thor goes, then Odin goes, "You're right, you're stronger," and stuff like that, and he goes, "Mjolnir was never your power; it was just like a way for you to channel it." I really like that scene. It's very 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 good. A scene that I really don't like is the Hulk penis joke. That was just the worst.
No, that was exclusively the word.
No, that was the worst. I hated it. That was. uh, I also like the complication of what worthy means in this film. You know what I mean by that? Because Hela was able to hold the hammer, so it doesn't mean worthy equals good. There's debates about this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into what the fuck I think it means, but it just complicates it a little bit more. Also, whether like
Yeah, it makes it more interesting.
yeah, I guess, and it also I'm not sure if you require if it requires for you to be worthy to hold the axe that he gets, because then that also might show that Thanos is worthy too at the end of Endgame, but that's also another story. What'd you think about the Hulk in this movie?
Oh yeah. I just yeah.
Just yeah,
Like
I liked him. This is like my favorite version of the Hulk.
yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot.
It was a lot. Yeah, I agree with that. But it was exactly what I wanted to see out of Hulk's character arc. Like I really wanted to see Hulk age up, and I want them to be two different people that live in the same body that are okay with living in the same body. If you get what
Yeah,
I
exactly. Like it's you see the appropriate amount of growth in Hulk over the
mm-hmm.
like many movies
Yeah, it is.
culminating to something like this.
Yeah, and which is why I was kind of disappointed in Endgame whenever they just killed Hulk and made Banner just Banner, because they're very obviously two different personalities. You can see that in this movie and Infinity War. But then they
Yeah.
just murder him. Like it's like legit. Like he's nowhere to be found in Banner's like consciousness. They just kill a guy.
Yeah.
I hope they talk about that in the She-Hulk TV show, but I doubt they will because reasons. I wanna. You never know. My kind of. We'll talk about that a little bit more whenever we talk about what we watching, because um, I have some gripes to talk about with WandaVision and how that ended. I don't know if you saw that, but I don't think you care if I spoil a little bit.
I have not seen it, but a little bit should be fine.
Okay, that's fine. Um, what was I saying? Fuck. I want to see. I'm excited for Taika Waititi's trilogy of Star Wars films, because I think this formula would work really good in a Star Wars movie.
Absolutely.
Yes, it'll feel like a good version of the prequels, like super colorful, but like not done in a shit way.
Exactly. Yes.
I
I think
really,
exactly that.
I
I don't know. I think it's due for some humor.
I agree. Because like the humor in Star Wars is sometimes funny, but in like the sequel trilogy, it's felt like forced and uncomfortable in the situations that they put it in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we just never cover Star Wars? I feel like that's a subject that we just shouldn't ever hit.
I don't know. We'll
You-
see. Because I feel like at some point it's got to happen, you know?
I agree, like 2 years down the line. But here's the thing, okay? I grew up with Star Wars, so I have a soft spot in my heart for all 11 of the movies. But like, I can't marathon that series because as someone who likes film, the majority of those movies are super terribly made.
Yeah.
And like, I've done the Marvel movie marathon where we've just sat down and watched all of the movies consecutively without sleeping. And I enjoyed that because a lot of these movies are very, very well made. Star Wars, I cannot say the same.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's up to the standard that it should be. Like
I agree.
once you watch all the Marvel movies, you can see that there's a certain like a certain standard that all of them live up to, and it's very possible to bring that to many other series.
I agree
When
with
you
that.
see that just lack in Star Wars, it's very disappointing.
I think it has something to do with the time in which it came out because whenever Star Wars came out, there was like not really anything close to like other than Star Trek. There
Yeah,
was like nothing close to how interesting and action packed and fun as Star Wars.
yeah,
So oh my god, Star Wars is a cult movie.
yeah.
I'm just thinking about it. Like it's different. Like I wouldn't consider the MCU a cult series because they are like legitimate good films, and anyone like you can like watching the Marvel movies without being a hardcore fan. I I don't think you can watch Star Wars if you're not a hardcore fan. Like if you watch Star Wars after the age of like 11, I think you would hate it.
Yeah, I think that's the case in most cases, but I don't know. I'd like to put that to the test because I feel like some people would like it.
I don't know, because someone on the volleyball team last week, we were talking about. I was talking about Star Wars with someone else, and he walked up to me and he goes, "I've never seen Star Wars," and I thought for a second, and I just was like, "Don't," because I don't think because he's a senior in college, you know, and he's never seen Star Wars. I don't think he would like it because a lot of it's like not. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's a kiddie, but also not at the same time, and it's like
It's
funny, but
it's
also not.
it's in between. Like at that time, it was like
Yeah.
the effects were wonderful,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
now, not that it doesn't stand up, but it's just I don't know. It's just in that middle valley of it's just not quite great. It's weird.
Okay, this is what
It's
I'm
just
gonna
I
say
feel like
related
it
to
wouldn't
it. I
scratch the
think
itches.
the biggest problem with the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy is the script because both of those
Yeah,
trilogies were made without the idea like they weren't made with the idea of a trilogy. Like the first movie was made when the original trilogy came out, the first movie was made and they didn't think they were going to do other movies. Then it got popular, so they made the second movie. And then that worked really well and they made a third movie. They intended on making the third movie with whenever they were making the second movie. But as they were doing it, they made so many changes to the film that it just kind of feels like they Luke and Leia kiss several times throughout the first and second movie, and then they're siblings. And the explanation for Luke finding out that they're siblings is that one of the ghosts just told him. And I felt like that was weird. I don't know. We could. This isn't a Star Wars episode. This is supposed to be about the Marvel universe. We could talk about Star Wars another
yeah,
time.
bro.
Um, to end off on Thor, just I have a really quick statement before we go into Infinity War next week. With the way that this was written, it was done very perfectly. Because if you look at all the movies that proceeded, that means come before, right? And then superseded is come
Yeah.
after. Okay, so the movies that preceded Infinity War, it really sets up the perfect possible situation for Thanos to come. Look at Doctor Strange. The Ancient One is dead. The Ancient One is the Sorcerer Supreme, who is Earth's strongest protector, or something along those lines. The Avengers are broken up.
Hmm.
Cap and Tony and all like half of the Avengers are completely gone. Asgard, the entirety of it is destroyed, and they are just like an existence of super beings, and they're left by themselves with no true protector, and there's no one left to stop the Than Man. So it was so every single time. I think the most impressive part about the Marvel universe is the fact that 99% of the time these movies meld perfectly. And I love that. Like, it's so as a comic book fan and
Well,
seeing this
together
shit.
in a very satisfying way.
Exactly. Like, even like the quote unquote plot holes get fixed up. Like, if you think about Iron Man 3, um and people had the problem with he destroyed all the suits and then he immediately had like 20 suits in Age of Ultron. In the next movie we see Tony, I think it's the next movie, is Civil War, and he's talking to Cap and he was like, I didn't stop making my suits, and so Pepper broke up with me. So it was like, it's like they, oh my god, I just something just clicked for me that I've been saying related to video games for years, but I for some reason never thought about it towards movies. They listen to their fans. They realize their issues and they change that. And I want Call of Duty to do that because they don't, and it pisses me off. Because like there could be a good Call of Duty game out recently if they listen to the fans. Because clearly no one likes skill-based matchmaking, and they just aren't taking that out of the game. Whatever. Fuck this. This isn't a Call of Duty thing. Well, we should go in the movie news. Fuck this shit. Whatever. Do you have any movie news for this week?
Seth Rogen lost a lot of weight.
No way! Send a picture. Send a picture. I want to see him. Oh, he's a beautiful boy.
Like a lot of weight.
That's awesome. That a new Disney movie released called Raya and the Last Dragon. I considered watching it, but then I thought against it because I'll watch it eventually. Same with the Tom and Jerry movie that also released this week. I'll watch both of those eventually. Probably after the MCU because like we're at the. That's
we're coming to it.
Yeah, we have only 5 movies left, which sounds like a lot, but it's only like 4 weeks, right? Because we have Infinity War next week, and then the week after that we have Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, which is just the most disappointing movies compared to. It's like they're placed in between the 2 best Marvel movies, and they're just not up to par. But it's okay. We'll talk about that later. Godzilla versus King Kong comes out this week, right?
Oh, does it already?
Or next week?
I didn't even realize.
I don't know. I Justice League and Justice League comes out on the 18th, which is also Saiyan Day, by the way. Like, Saiyans from Dragon Ball. March 18th is Saiyan Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm pogging about that because new characters are coming to Dokkan, and I think they're going to be crazy. My guess is that it's a transforming Broly. Might have to bring you back into Dokkan if that happens.
Maybe. Hey, man.
Ooh.
All you got to say is Broly.
Exactly, and you get excited. I'm excited for him to come back because it's rumored that he's coming back in the next chapter of the manga. And can we get a pog in the chat for that?
Interesting.
Coming to America, the sequel released also. Haven't seen that. I haven't even seen the first one, but my mom was really excited about the second one. Hopefully she likes it. I, for one, of the movie news that is happening, I am the most excited for Justice League. We have to cover that.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it.
Okay, so this weekend we can do Infinity War, and then next weekend we can do Justice League. I just want you to know, you're gonna have to sit down. Like, you're gonna have to mentally prepare for this one because it's 4 hours long.
Holy shit!
I know. Like, you're gonna have to arrange an entire day because it's gonna just take up a lot of time.
What's it coming out
on? HBO Max. Do you still have that, or do you need to share still?
No, I still have HBO Max.
Okay, I fixed mine, by the way. I was really happy about that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and we'll get into that whenever we get into what we watch, which I think we are good to go into that now.
I was gonna say I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Okay. You want to go first? Or do you want me to?
Shit. I can't think of. The only thing I can think of that I've been watching.
Didn't you have a complaint with Eva?
Oh, yeah. I guess that falls under movie news, so we'll do that first.
Okay.
Got a new movie.
Wait, what? Did you say it's releasing a new one or it isn't? Because I thought it was. Isn't it called like End of Ava?
Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 releases March 8th. Today, actually. 2021. Reboot of Evangelion coming to Amazon Prime. Hold on. All of my gripes might be for nothing. Okay. If this is true... Oh, it is a fucking question mark at the end.
What does that even mean?
Okay, so it's just rumored to happen. Fine. So Amazon or so Evangelion all once they were done with the show, they made rebuild movies, which are the same as they're like cinematic Evangelion, but not the same, but the same, but not the same. Uh, and you can't watch them anywhere unless you pirate them.
What? Really? Like, there's nothing
So
else?
nothing, literally nowhere. Um, like Netflix getting the rights to the TV show is like huge news. So yeah, but they released all of the rebuild movies on YouTube for a limited amount of time because of COVID. And I was researching
Oh.
that and I couldn't find the videos on YouTube. And it turns out they released COVID last year. So all of April last year.
That's rough.
So I was gonna rewatch the movies, but I guess I can't. So now I just have to hope they come to Amazon Prime because God
Yeah.
knows I won't be able to watch this fucking movie.
I actually, I know I said I would never watch Eva, but I considered it this week. Want to know
The TV
why?
show, since it's out, is worth watching.
I was going to because I found out that um, it's made by the same people who made Gurren Lagann,
Yeah,
and that excites me because Gurren Lagann is one of the best shows I've ever seen. And
yeah,
if it's any like, I think it's similar. At least I watched a video. Um, it was a very good video. It was an hour long, and I clicked on it because it was like what's good about Gurren Lagann. And I was like, oh, I'm excited to go in and hear some fun facts about Gurren Lagann. But it was like the saddest YouTube video I've ever seen because it was like it was it wasn't just like pointing out all the cool little directorial like snippets. No, it was this guy's like sob story about his life and how Gurren Lagann like changed it. And granted, his life's like it was sad and it was very heartfelt and it's legitimately one of the best YouTube videos I've ever watched. Wasn't what I was expecting though. I did not plan to sit down for an entire hour and almost cry listening to this guy talk about how his dad died and how Gurren Lagann like helped him because of that. And I was like, holy fucking shit.
nice.
I know, right? But it did succeed in me having an interest in Evangelion, which is good, I guess, because apparently it's like one of the best series out there, right? I heard it's the best Gundam type show.
Hmm.
I don't know if it can beat Gurren Lagann though. Gurren Lagann is fucking good. Actually, okay, I read a thing, and it was like both Gurren Lagann and Evangelion have some super deep meaning that can relate to different types of people. Like the way that the guy talked about it was he said that he understood Evangelion, but it didn't change his life because that's not what he needed at the time. But whenever he watched Gurren Lagann, he understood it and it changed his life. So I think whenever I watch Evangelion, I'm just going to understand it and enjoy it. It's not going to be like some sort of thing where it's going to send me into a depression like everyone else. Because like I don't know. Who gives a fuck? I watched the new Adventure Time spinoff show,
Oh shit! Yeah, I haven't
Distant
watched that yet.
Lands. Did you watch original Adventure Time?
Currently watching it. I did watch it, yeah, back in the day. But
That's that show is so fucking good. Like I know it sounds weird because it's like a kids show, but that show like aged as we did, and I
yeah,
think it's one of the best. I put it in the upper echelon of children's TV shows. I think regular show, Adventure Time, Danny Phantom, and Avatar all belong in that upper echelon because they're just so fucking beautifully crafted.
yeah,
And
yeah,
arguably, I think Adventure Time is the best made. Actually, I don't know. Avatar is really well made. But the crazy thing about Adventure Time is that, like I said, it ages with us. Like it starts off in the super kiddie, like really stupid adventure kind of show. Not stupid. I still love the earlier episodes, probably because of nostalgia. But then you get into the last episode, and they're just like murdering people, and like the literal devil comes in, and it's just so fucking jarring. But if you just sit and watch the entire show, you don't notice that change in tone,
yeah. Right.
and it's so beautifully crafted. And then the spin-off show, it's 4 episodes. Each one is an hour long, but only 2 have released so far. And the first episode is a prequel. It takes place 10 years before Adventure Time, and the second one takes place 10 years after Adventure Time. The first one follows BMO. It's like fun. It's you get the Adventure Time feel from it. But the second episode, holy fuck! I don't know if I think it's amazing purely because of nostalgia, but that is legitimately one of the best episodes of any TV show I've ever seen.
What's it on?
It's on HBO Max.
What's it called?
It's called Adventure Time Distant Lands. It's so sad. You get some crazy backstories for two of the best characters in the show. You see like their friendship from like 1,000 years ago, and you see Marceline and Bubblegum's character development come to a complete and total close. And I love that. It's so good. I would like to go into more detail with specific parts I liked about the episode, but I really don't want to spoil it for anyone who's watching because it's fucking good. It's really good. That might just be me because I'm super into animation because I think sometimes animation can be it's easier to do good with animation because you can do really whatever with the characters without having to worry if it looks proper because like whenever you have people it looks weird whenever they're flying and you could like see the green screen and shit like that, but whenever you have animation it looks natural because there's no green screen and stuff like that unless you're using CG, but CG is just that can ruin any show. What else did I watch this week? I could have sworn I did. Did I?
Have you seen any of His Dark Materials?
No, but my cousin really wants me to.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry. I will get into that eventually, and we can talk about that.
Yeah.
Damn it! I thought of something I watched, and then I immediately forgot about it because you said that and it made me excited. Oh fuck! Stress. Okay, so I have the disc version of Spider-Man: Homecoming, so I have like trailers from movies in it at the beginning. One of the trailers was a movie I just completely forgot existed. You know the movie The Dark Tower?
Yeah.
I'm yet to see that. I remember watching the trailers and getting really excited because I saw Idris Elba being like a sick ass gunfighter, gunslinger. That's what it's called. And then like Matthew McConaughey, who is scarier than the devil. I heard it wasn't good though, but I also was excited because it's in the Stephen King universe, and I love those movies.
I know. I want to watch it and make my own opinion because I think it might be actually pretty good.
Really? Did people say it was bad?
Yeah, a lot of people said it was bad.
Okay, we could hit the. I almost said Stephen Strange, which is Doctor Strange. No, the Stephen King. We could hit those movies eventually. Have you seen? Oh my God, have you seen Doctor Sleep?
Yeah, that was really good.
People didn't like that.
I don't know why.
And they're not making.
A lot of people like that.
They're not making. Well, it didn't make money. There's like the rule of film that if you see how much money the movie cost, you double that, and that's how much money it actually cost to make the movie, including like all of the marketing and stuff like that. But I don't really know because Doctor Sleep didn't have much marketing. But either way, I don't think it made its money back, even if you don't double it. So I don't know. God, that movie is actually really good. It makes me sad because Ewan McGregor is a fucking banger actor, and he did such a good job in that role, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Other than that, I rewatched Doctor Strange again.
Oh,
yeah.
Again.
What?
I said again.
Yes, again. Because I don't know. I just like that movie. I think we talked good about it, but God, those set pieces and the CG in that movie is on a different level.
Yeah,
it's
pretty incredible.
I think that's the first introduction to like the mass CG in the Marvel movies, and I think it was done in a very, very, very good way. Not well. Oh my God, why do we have a podcast, dude? I have a stutter. You're dyslexic. I can't speak. This is
Recipe for disaster.
Exactly. And I'm just a naturally stupid kid, so like this is just everything says that we shouldn't be doing this. How the hell did we get almost 290 views on one of our episodes? Yeah. This doesn't make any sense. Still, thank you guys so much for that.
Yes, that was pretty fucking sweet.
No comments though. Not a singular person commented.
Step it up, guys.
Yeah, at least tell us that we're doing a shit job so I can fix it. That sounds weird. I'm not a masochist. I'm just really into constructive criticism. You still there, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. I was just saying, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think... think we got through all of the stuff that I was scheduled to say. You ready to say adios to everyone?
I guess so. Yeah, we're running over time here.
We're over time. How much we go?
We're an hour and 4 minutes deep.
Holy fuck, dude! Damn, I really got carried away there for a second. I'm sorry, guys. Jeez, we did have like several random 10-minute conversations that were completely off topic. Like we talked about like fucking beating the shit out of a dead girl.
Yeah.
Out of context.
Among other things.
That's really funny. And Star Wars. All right. See you guys next week with Avengers Infinity War. I think everything will be fine with that. Like, we had to change around this one and the last one because of reasons. I think we could be okay. Yeah, that one's set in stone. All right. See you guys.
Okay. Bye, guys.